Have you ever turned off all the lights in your room, closed the curtains, and thought to yourself, now this is absolute darkness. It feels like nothingness, a void, a black so complete that no light could possibly exist. But here's the twist. What you are seeing is not perfect darkness at all. In fact, total blackness doesn't exist the way you think it does. Even in a sealed cave or deep underground or in a closed box, the darkness you see is full of hidden activity. Your own eyes, your brain, and even the fabric of the universe itself refuse to let the night become truly empty. Let's start with the first surprise. When you sit in a pitch-dark room and stare into the void, strange specks of light and moving patterns eventually appear. Tiny sparks, phantom dots, swirling shapes. This is not your imagination. Your eyes are making light where none exists. The cells in your retina, called rods and cones, are so sensitive that they don't need a real photon to trigger them. Sometimes thermal noise inside the cell makes it fire as if it caught light. Imagine a smoke detector going off not because of smoke, but because its wires jittered from heat. Your eyes are filled with these false alarms, and your brain stitches them together into the feeling that darkness is alive with faint movement. Scientists even have a name for it: visual noise. You cannot switch it off because your biology won't allow silence. But there's an even deeper level to this illusion. Think about how photons behave. Light is made of particles that are also waves, constantly jittering with quantum uncertainty. Even in the most carefully controlled vacuum, where every single photon has been sucked away, the field itself cannot be truly empty. It vibrates with what physicists call vacuum fluctuations. It's like trying to smooth out an ocean. No matter how calm you think it is, there are always ripples you cannot erase. That means that space itself glows with a faint hum of energy, invisible but always there. When your eyes claim they see dark, they are peering into a stage that is never fully cleared. Here's an analogy. Imagine you're at a concert hall. The orchestra stops playing and silence falls. You think you hear nothing. But if you listen closely, there's still the faint rustle of someone shifting in their chair, the distant hum of air conditioning, the blood rushing in your own ears. Silence is never total. Darkness is the same way. It only feels complete because your brain sets a threshold and ignores the faint whispers that lie below it. But those whispers are real, both biological and physical. Your rods keep buzzing, the universe keeps trembling, and the idea of a perfect void slips further away. Now think about this. Astronauts in space report something eerie when they close their eyes. They see flashes of light, streaks, little bursts that come and go even when they are floating in the deepest shadow. These are not hallucinations. High-energy cosmic rays, particles traveling from distant explosions and galaxies, smash into their retinas, producing instant sparks of light inside their eyes. In space, darkness is pierced not by nearby lamps or flashlights, but by messengers from across the cosmos. Imagine sitting in blackness, yet still being reached by particles born in a supernova millions of years ago. Even there, the universe doesn't let you have perfect dark. Your brain, however, plays another trick on top of this. It hates incomplete information. When faced with very low light, it begins to amplify the signal, like turning up the volume on a weak radio station. That's why you see faint shimmering when you look at the night sky, even if no star is bright enough to show detail. The brain is saying, something might be there, let me crank it up. But with amplification comes static. The same way an old TV without a signal shows you white noise, your vision generates its own snow. That's why total darkness often feels like looking into a static-filled screen. It's not just black, it's alive with invisible static that your senses keep inventing. This idea has been tested in fascinating experiments. When people are placed in Ganzfeld conditions, that means staring into uniform, featureless fields of light or darkness, their perception quickly fills with hallucinations. Colors, shapes, even full visions. The brain cannot tolerate nothingness. It begins to create reality on its own. Darkness becomes not an absence, but a canvas your mind paints on, and this canvas is never blank. Now let's stretch this even further. If darkness were truly empty, the night sky would not look the way it does. You might think of space as black with dots of stars scattered around. But here's a paradox called Olber's paradox. If the universe were infinite and filled evenly with stars, the entire sky should blaze with light, with no black at all. So why does it look dark? The answer is cosmic history. The universe has a finite age, about 13.8 billion years, and light from distant galaxies hasn't had enough time to reach us. Add to this the fact that space is expanding, stretching light into invisible wavelengths, and suddenly you see that cosmic darkness is an illusion of perspective. If you had infinite time and infinite patience, the night sky would not be dark. It would be white-hot everywhere. Think about what this means. The darkness above your head is not a true absence, but a shadow cast by the limits of time and distance. Every patch of black sky is filled with galaxies you cannot see, light too stretched to detect, particles streaming silently through you. The dark is not empty, it's overflowing with hidden content. Let's ground this in something you've experienced. Ever walked into a dark room and felt your eyes adjusting? At first you see almost nothing, then slowly shapes appear. That's not because new light was created. It's because your pupils widened, your rods became more sensitive, and your brain recalibrated. Your perception of dark shifted, but the darkness itself never changed. This shows us a key truth. Darkness is not an external thing. It is a product of how your body interprets the absence of strong light. It's a relative, not an absolute. And here's where the eureka moment comes in. We live in a world where the idea of total blackness is impossible. Our biology resists it. Physics resists it. Even the scale of the universe resists it. Darkness is not a destination you can reach. It's a horizon that keeps moving the closer you approach. Every time you try to grab it, you find noise, particles, energy, and perception waiting there first. The more you zoom in, the more alive the dark becomes. Instead of emptiness, you discover hidden fullness. So next time you turn off the lights and think you're in perfect black, remember this. Your eyes are buzzing. Your brain is inventing. Particles from across the galaxy are flashing silently inside you, and the universe itself is trembling with energy. What you are really seeing is not void. It's the deepest evidence that nothing in reality is ever truly still or empty. The darkness you trust is not black at all. It's a canvas filled with whispers of light. If we zoom into the smallest scales of physics, the idea of darkness becomes even stranger. Quantum mechanics tells us that there is no such thing as true stillness or emptiness. The vacuum of space is not a calm, empty room. It is a restless ocean of probabilities where particles flicker in and out of existence. Photons, the particles of light, can be born for a fleeting instant and then vanish again, like sparks in an invisible storm. This phenomenon is called quantum fluctuations. Even in what we imagine as perfect nothing, there is still jitter, energy, activity. Absolute blackness is impossible because the universe itself won't allow it. At its core, reality is noisy. Now let's bring it back to your everyday experience. Think about closing your eyes right now. You might think you see black, but if you pay close attention, you'll notice something else. A grainy texture, flecks of color, shifting shadows. Scientists call this visual snow. It's not external light, it's your brain. Your neurons never shut down. They are constantly firing, constantly processing. Your perception of darkness is really your brain's interpretation of biological static. It's like when you put your ear to a seashell and hear the ocean. The sound is not really the ocean. It's the amplification of noise inside the shell. Darkness works the same way. You never see true absence. You see your nervous system translating emptiness into something visible. Here's another perspective. Imagine an old radio tuned between stations. You hear static. That static is not pure silence. It's the sum of signals, interference, cosmic background noise, and the limits of the electronics themselves. When your eyes stare into darkness, you are doing the same thing. You are tuning your visual system to the lowest possible signal. And what comes out is static, not silence. The hiss of vision. The proof that your body and the universe refuse to shut down. The most mind-bending part of this story is the cosmic microwave background. This is the faint afterglow of the Big Bang itself, still bathing the universe almost 14 billion years later. If you ever saw static on an old television, a small fraction of that noise came directly from this ancient light. Think about that. Even when you watched a blank channel, some of those flickering dots were echoes of the birth of the cosmos. The darkest screen you could ever imagine still contained the oldest light in existence. That's not poetic exaggeration, it's literal. Darkness on your TV was hiding the fingerprints of creation itself. So what does this mean for us? It means that darkness is never truly dark. Your biology won't let it. Physics won't let it. The universe's history won't let it. Everywhere you look, even into the void, something is happening. There is energy. There are particles. There are signals traveling from unimaginable distances. What you call dark is really just light and noise below the level your senses can normally detect. Your brain translates that hidden world into a blanket of black, but once you know the truth, the blackness feels alive. And this realization changes how you think about emptiness in general. Silence is never silent. Stillness is never still. Darkness is never dark. At every level, from neurons to galaxies, there is activity. The idea of a perfect void is not a feature of reality. It is an illusion of perception. Our senses, powerful as they are, simplify the world for us. They draw a line and say, this is dark, this is empty. But the line is artificial. Underneath, there is endless structure, endless energy, endless motion. When you understand this, you realize that you are never truly surrounded by nothing. You are immersed in a universe that never stops vibrating with presence. This is the eureka moment. Darkness is not the opposite of light. It is light you cannot see. It is signals too faint or too strange for your eyes to detect. It is your brain filling in the blanks with noise. It is the cosmos whispering at the edge of perception. What you call black is the color of hidden fullness. And once you understand this, even sitting in a dark room feels different. You are not inside emptiness. You are surrounded by invisible richness. So the next time you switch off the lamp and think you are staring into perfect night, remember this. Your vision is buzzing with static. Your neurons are inventing sparks. Cosmic particles are colliding with your retinas. And the background glow of the Big Bang itself is still rippling through space around you. The dark is not empty. It is overflowing. And in that sense, darkness may be the brightest idea you'll ever see. If this discovery sparked a sense of wonder in you, imagine what else is waiting to be uncovered. That's exactly what we do here on How It Actually Works. We take the ordinary and reveal the extraordinary hidden inside it. So if you want more keys to unlock the mysteries of the universe, hit like, share this video with someone curious, and subscribe. Because the world is never as simple as it looks, and together we can keep turning the lights on in places that seem dark forever.